Welcome back. This is Turk72 with the Stand for Liberty channel, and sorry I haven't done a video for a while, but today we're gonna do a little bit of a different topic on the channel, and we're gonna talk about all the celebrity sudden deaths that are going on, the suicides, the overdoses, and just plain dropping of all the celebrities the past couple of years. The list is almost unrecallable. It's been so many. So there's been Prince and George Michael, Aaron Moran, and there's Carrie Fisher recently, and Robin Williams, which was an emotional one for a lot of people. And why are all these people passing around, 57 years old, give or take a few years? So we're going to take a look into some evidence of that and try and get a rational explanation. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background into myself. So I've been a health professional for more than 20 years, and I've seen numerous people die from illicit drug use. So the youngest person I've seen was 28. I've seen a handful of people in their 30s and a handful in their 40s, and well, when you get to the 50s and 60s, it's just really astronomical, the amount. Again, and none of these were overdose deaths. This was just damage over time from doing hard drugs. There's liver disease, pancreatitis, and pancreatic cancer. Of course, there's a lot of them have mental issues, and there's heart disease, cardiac myopathy that goes on too. So I think there's an article on Carrie Fisher that said she had both cocaine and ecstasy in her system, along with other drugs. So this is obviously not a recovered person. Ecstasy can cause immediate brain damage. So again, and there was an article a few days prior where I believe Carrie Fisher's brother was being interviewed, and she was asked, what do you think contributed to her death? And he basically said, well, all of it, everything she's done contributed to her death. And I think that's the most rational explanation, the most level-headed one as well. So that's just how it is. If you do smoke a lot, you might take 10 years off your life. If you drink a lot, you might take 10 years off your life. If you do hard drugs, you may take 20 years off your life. If you smoke and drink and do hard drugs, you might have a hard time, making it to 50. And that's just the damage, over time that drugs can do. So, and if you're thinking, like in the case of Robin Williams, what if someone was, there to intervene, to give him a little pep talk or something like that? Well, it's really not that simple. These are people with chronic issues, and these aren't sudden events for these people. It's not like they just broke up with their girlfriend or whatever, and they're not going through a temporary moment of despair. These are long time issues with these celebrities, and basically damage from drugs over time. And I think a lot of these celebrities go out and try and perform and try and make a comeback, and their bodies are just too delicate, or they do a lot of drugs to try and reach their prior performance level, or they do downers to come down after that, or whatever, and it's just too much for their delicate bodies that have been artificially shortened in their lifespan. So again, so these celebrities try and go out and they try and maintain at least something that's close to their prior performance level, whether it be acting, singing or whatever, and they realize they're just not quite close to cutting it. And some of them may even realize that, hey, I'm actually dying here. So, and I think that can be a reason for some of the suicides and sudden deaths of these people who go out and try to perform. So really, they're, even though they're in their 50s, their bodies are like, 75 or so, and they're kind of delicate. And as for the overdoses, I don't think a lot of these celebrities are, going buck wild and just using, massive amounts of drugs. I think the majority, again, they're medically delicate people, and it's damage over time. It's kind of like if you use the same solo cup, same dilapidated solo cup when you go, out to a kegger. So you use this thing over and over again, and no, you're not really drinking any more beer than you did before. But eventually, this thing is going to get, delicate, and it's going to break, and that's liver damage right there for you, and you can't really feel it coming on a lot of times until you're at a terminal state. So again, I think these are just celebrities that are just partying along, doing what they usually do, and then one day it's too much for them, and they pass. So I think the evidence of the celebrities passing over the past couple of years, the huge list, is more than enough proof. I mean, pretty much everyone who has been doing hard drugs in the 70s or 80s is now becoming very delicate or has passed. So those are my thoughts on the issue. I know it's kind of a grim topic, but I think a necessary one. So again, let me know what you think, and we'll catch you next time on Stand for Liberty channel.